it's Tuesday. Pull up a seat, talking Commanders football, drinking our whiskey neat. First Amendment sports, Ken, Kevin, and Tim. Don't muff it up, fellas, hail to the Redskins. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Here on First Amendment Sports.
Welcome to Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Meringolo. He's Kevin Ricca.
I love the Thank God It's Tuesday jingle after a W after 27 straight. Fun stuff.
Shout out to EO for being the composer of our best theme music. We appreciate you. Welcome to Victory Tuesday. Welcome to the happiness that is a world where Jaden Daniels is back at quarterback, and clearly the difference that he makes, that a player of his caliber makes, that it's hard to say that you take for granted someone who's only been around for 20 games, a season and a couple weeks. And I'm not saying that we did, but as competent and professional as Marcus Mariota is, having Jaden Daniels on the field, that changes your chances of winning in the National Football League.
You are damn right it does. When you got 5 healthy, you got a chance. And I don't know if he was 100% healthy, but once he got into a rhythm, God dang, did our offense look like it did last year. Didn't it feel? It felt good. It was like, man, it just opens up everything when he's out there on point. And the line did such a good job. And I didn't like seeing that knee brace. I get it. It was a little awkward, but there is no doubt about the fact that when 5 was back and humming and hitting it, putting that foot down and getting rid of that ball and taking off and finding creases, he's so cool. He's ours. And holy shit, when I said last week I thought we would lose, I did not know if he was going to play or not. Wouldn't have mattered. I would have stuck with my prediction. And then he went out there and reminded me exactly what it means to have 5 on your side.
We have 5 on our side. Jaden Daniels coming back to play. The argument for him as an MVP candidate, really just since he got into the league, is underlined when you see what he adds to the flavor of the dish. Because what he does is in this league is it takes you. All right, people are right to call us old. We got a lot of 1-year guys. Adam Peters said it very bluntly. It was a total redo. However, whatever word they wanted to use, they've been turning over a crazy amount of spots. A franchise quarterback and an MVP level quarterback, it covers up a lot of that, and it's enough to win with. And Jaden Daniels is more than just enough to win with, but that's all you need. And seeing what he did against the Chargers, we called it a measuring stick game last week, which I thought was a good thing. Like, the Chargers were in many places ranked in the top 5, top 10 in the league, and rightfully so. Great quarterback, well coached, amazing defense. Even without Khalil Mack, tons of talent on the defensive side of the ball, running, stopping the run. So it's week 5. And we're on the road against that. I think it's a good chance to say, what are we all about? We got Jaden Daniels back on the field. And it was a pretty awesome response to that.
No doubt. It was a badass victory. And when Quan Martin got the turnover that we've been talking about all damn season, the one that DQ's been talking about, Joe Witt's been promising, apparently had a shit ton of them at practice this week. Great. When that happened, the sky opened up and the game turned around 180 degrees. And then it was just like, God damn it. Look what happens when you force and make a turnover. We were about to get behind by a bit too much for my liking and all that. It was perfect timing, and then we started playing football. What a great win to go out west and do that against a team with a defense like that. And I'm not making any excuses. Their tackles were out. We wrecked their offensive line. They didn't have a goddamn prayer, but that's what should happen when you're good up front and someone's missing a few guys.
That's the game. If you say you're not going to be able to play me with Rashawn Slater or Joe Alt, that's just what it is. Those are 2 guys that a team needs if they're going to have a chance to win.
Yeah, but I mean, look, we don't have Cosby out there. I don't know what's going on with Coleman. What the fuck is going on with Coleman?
We're going to need to have an investigation of some kind into this.
I know. I get it. Sometimes guys run into stuff and blah, blah. I don't want to dig too
But so
personal.
Cosby's coming back maybe this week.
I hope so.
And if that's the case, the Coleman situation doesn't get any cleaner, but we also care a whole lot less. If Cosby's coming back. First of all, I want to say what's up, J-Dubs, EO, Robert
Yeah.
Cohen, Manner of Speaking, NES, Tecmo, Rhett, all you, Greg. Good to see you, sir. Sorry that the Yankee season is over. I wasn't rooting for or against anyone in that series. So, TR, as always, sir. Thank you so
naked
much.
face Ken.
Who
Oh,
is that?
naked face.
Well, hey, listen. That's always been the secret to my success.
Naked face.
Shaving. Anything bad goes away, and then you just kind of like grow it back, and then they're like, "Whoa, who's this? Obviously good, super young looking guy." And then a couple weeks later, they're like, "Yeah, that's that old gruffy, whatever, dude." Okay, so Kevin, I wanted to tell you this. This was like the feel of the game thing, and I thought this was like a great. So before the show, there's two things I want to tell you. Before the show, we were talking about the streak being still alive.
My quirky stat. I'm a weirdo, but you guys know, you've heard me say it forever. It's still alive. 130 games since a wide receiver, specifically wide receiver, not tight end, not running back, since a wide receiver has had over 100 yards and we've won, whose name is not Terry McLaurin. Debo got to 96 last week, and I thought perhaps it was going to happen, and it didn't, because this is meant to happen on a different day. But we talked about it. The date was November 23rd, 2017. Jamison Crowder had 7 for 141 and won. And then what did that make?
So I was like, all right. So we're sitting here. We had a little time to kill. So I wanted to see if I could still access it. So I went on SoundCloud, which is where we put all our stuff back in, 10 years ago. Boy. And I was able to find that show, the After the Whistle episode of that week, which was that was a Thanksgiving game that Jamison Crowder did it on against the Giants. We talked about how it was a 40-minute show with the three of us, which is hard to imagine. We probably also did like 2 or 3 shows that night, I'm guessing, at least.
There's definitely a hot box.
Yeah. And, maybe a mess around.
There's definitely a mess around.
WCAC Spectacular.
There was.
So we had all that stuff. But talking about that, I realized, because it was like After the Whistle season 10, and I was like, season 10 of us? And I was like, yeah. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the 10th season of After the Whistle.
I've been trying to say that for as long as possible.
But now it's official. I'm always like, well, are you sure it's not like maybe 4? Like, there was some holiday years in there.
I think we messed around in 16.
Like a long... Well, we started at the end of 15.
End of 15.
But like 15, we didn't do like a full thing. We were just messing around.
Then Ken got briefcase jobbed in Jakarta.
That's right. Yeah, we lost a handful of shows. We'll have a show of all those stories. I'm sure everyone knows a lot of those.
They're chomping. They're chomping at the bit.
Season 10. So, anyways, there's a whole lot of good stuff about some epically amazing turd polishing of just actual Redskins teams. Like I was like, oh, they were called the Redskins. We talk about the Redskins and we're like, football team, Commanders. And I looked at the 2016, 2017 shows, and I was like, hey, that was just straight up Redskins.
Yeah, they played 16 games as the Redskins, and we liked it just fine.
Games.
Ryan Grant was wide open, and he caught 7 passes that season. Tulane. Oh, he was
Liddell
a nice
Betts
guy.
was in his prime. Maybe a little bit past
we
his
were
prime.
waiting for Doxson to blossom.
All right, so I was
Tough
watching
times.
this game, and I was in a mode of where, we go down 10-0. It's the worst I feared. That we're not doing anything against their defense, and they're moving the ball and scoring, and then things start to equalize a little bit, and I'm starting to feel like, all right, 10-7, like this is a game. 10-10, we're in this game, and then they should have, but then you take the Lad McConkey touchdown off the board at the end of the first half.
God, he scraped sack off the top of Tressway's helmet, I think.
That was... It was like they were filming a disaster movie scene
Poor Tress.
trailer, and he's like avoiding like volcanic whatever, and he's like, and then he just leaps over.
He threw the flying elbow. I liked it, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat style.
Thankfully,
he
it was
missed, and he got.
it was a textbook penalty call. Thank God,
He
because
got King Kong bundied.
oh, he did. I mean, if I'm not McConkey, I'm like, I don't care. It was great. It's a great thing to throw on the tape. You know, I'll edit out the
It's
flag.
a great thing for recruiting purposes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Some coach is gonna love to see
Second
it.
year wideout playing for the Chargers, looking for. Never mind.
Shortest white guy on the field, burning his way through defenses.
Tress also just got. I mean, he almost broke all of his
It was a legitimate call
and knees, and he was down.
An obvious penalty.
He had to do the like roll around sell job.
The helmet,
and then he got up and he was like, "Oh fudge! Here comes that McConkey."
Maybe I should.
I hate that McConkey.
That McConkey. So there is.
He jumps high for a McConkey.
We're giving up the touchdown. And then we're not. Then we're getting the ball, and then now it's our turn. And so the way as we're going into like I think the third quarter, I'm starting to feel like we're completely in control of this game, even though we had the ball like this much to there this much. Not even sure how, because all of a sudden we turn the ball over, and they get the ball back going back the other way, and I'm thinking to myself, now wait a second. They spot like the referee spotted us touchdown, you know, essentially, even though it was a real penalty. We haven't had the ball but 5 minutes of this game. We really haven't done much except for like a couple like things, and like defensively, they committed a penalty. I'm like, what? Now my brain is like, okay, we are not in control of this game. This is not our game at all. And but like the fourth quarter was an awesome fourth quarter for measuring stick.
Yeah. We just smushed them.
Yep.
We just, we controlled everything and we were in charge. That was it. It was done. Once the tide turned, it was done. We mauled them on the line of scrimmage. It was great.
Mauled them.
I mean, it was true. Watching Payne didn't get loose, but Kinlaw had a couple. But Kinlaw's had a play or two each game that you're like, oh my God, that guy just swallowed that guy. He's a massive monster, a force at the front. I love how him and Payne are playing. I mean, it's really awesome.
Oh, okay. So then, all right. So I have a list of little
and Newton
topics
too.
here.
Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Newton makes sense. And hold on, I'm gonna sneeze real
All right,
fast.
go ahead. Do your thing.
Oh my gosh! It went away.
Everyone is so disappointed.
I have sneeze fright.
Oh God!
And it's a really it's a
Don't
thing.
worry, it's freezing in here. There's a bit of a breeze. Fine.
Deron Payne. You say his name gets mentioned, and I have to just right away go because we weren't get too far down the list before we started talking about his what his value is to this organization at this very moment, and I look at him now, and he stood next to Allen. We thought Allen was the Alabama alpha guy coming in. He was older than Payne. They had some issues, but nothing more than just big dudes in the midst of.
But we didn't think he was huge. He was like 290 and 6'3". You know what I mean? Allen was more athletic than huge.
And Payne was the prototypical, size.
Prototypical.
He was prototypical size. And so, but the way he's played through 5 weeks without Jonathan Allen and without that whole thing, just with Kinlaw and Newton and all that. But if you just look at Deron Payne and hit like the tape he's turned in for recruiting purposes.
Oh, yes.
That guy's going to get a scholarship, I think. He's going to...
Scully.
He's going some... I mean, he's probably the most important player on our defense. And I would say next to Jaden Daniels, he's been maybe the most important player on our team. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
No, I love it. Especially homegrown and going through the stats. Dude, he's a monster, and he's playing like one. He's a grown-ass man. He's a real dude. And we got him for at least 2 more. And I love it.
Yeah, people are already talking about extending him now. No, listen, we have tons of space for the next 6 or 7 years. If Payne plays the way he's playing right now, he's going to get some of that no matter what. But also, like right now, he is a dominant interior defensive lineman, and that you have to have one of those.
When we went out and got all the O-line, we talked about a high tide raising all ships, going to get Kinlaw and replacing him with Allen and bringing in a healthy Deron Payne in this system. Look what Dorrance Armstrong's doing this season. He's got 5 sacks after 5 games. He had 5 on the whole season last year. A high tide raising all ships.
We're like top 5 in sacks.
We're up there. Yeah, we're
third maybe.
I mean, we were in the middle of the pack last year. I mean, just because we have old sacks don't mean we have a lot of sacks.
We got a lot of sacks.
Yeah, we got a lot of old sacks, and they're piling up
And our boy Niambi is cashing in.
Holy crap!
Freshman high school kid had 6 sacks this week. amazing performance. But the our defense, the sacks for the Washington Commanders, I think have gotten, I think puts them in the top 5 in the league. And this past week obviously helped the cause. But so I wanted to make sure we talked about Deron Payne. I think just I think he's a core. It's a stupid thing to say he's core to what we do, but I think he's core to everything that we do.
No. Specifically, that's Dan Keelan is like, that's who you want up front.
Yes.
That's who you want. If you want to stop the run and control the line of scrimmage, you get a guy like that and you pair him up with a guy like Kinlaw, and then you watch them do work. And that's what's happening a little bit now. The whole defense has to gel. I'm talking about as the season progresses. Right now, I'm not acting like we're the biggest run-stopping juggernaut, but no one's controlling the run game quite like they did against us last year.
And the Bears, who are playing on Monday night this coming week, are the last or second to last
31st,
in the league
31st
against the run.
Yep, they are 31st, and we are what? Running the ball?
So our offense, I love it. See, like this isn't our first day on the job. Number 1 rushing offense in the league in total yards per carry. We have the most 20+ yards carries in the league, the most 40+ yards carries in the league. We're number 8 in total offensive touchdowns, so a top 10 scoring offense. And so you talk about we
haven't done shit yet.
We haven't done shit yet because we talked
without Terry.
We've talked specifically about the way that the NFL works. When it's working, we haven't always been witness to that. But when it works, the way it works is defenses are ready first, offenses take about a month. I mean, yes, you can still win games. I mean, but even now, no one's undefeated. Everyone takes some beatings and some licks in September and October. No offense is perfect. The manner in which we're playing offense right now suggests that like these are the things that if you're doing them well now, I mean, being the number 1 rushing offense,
that's a huge deal.
That is everything. Because when you're most healthy, that we said this before week 1. This is when everyone's 100% healthy. This is exactly when. If you're a running team, if that's how you're going to do it, this is when you have to do it. Now we're no longer 100% healthy, but still the beginning of the season, and we're doing it.
And also, last year we had to use our pass game. Our pass game hasn't come around as far as it did last year because we had to use it as our run game a bit. We had to go with the short dink dunks. We used a lot of quick wide receiver screens. Put it this way, last year at this particular moment, we were throwing the ball. We were 102 of 134, throwing the ball 76% completion rate. Bonkers. So far in 5 games this year, what is 61% completion rate? Talking about both QBs. I'm including all 5 games, every pass thrown. And last year, Mariota had a couple himself as well. But from 76%, now granted, 70 for 82 in a 3-game stretch. Games 2, 3, and 4 last week is NFL historic.
Yep.
But we know why he's incredibly accurate. But also, we were throwing a lot of these quick little things, and we're getting a little bit away from that. I'd like to see us get back into it just a little bit. I think not having Terry out there to stretch a defense, a legitimate deep threat, is part of that reason. But I don't give a damn because we're running the shit out of the ball with a badass O-line. Let the pass game catch up as Terry progresses, as Jaden heals up a little bit. The pass game will explode. The fact that we've anchored down the number 1 run game in the offensive in the NFL, that's incredible, man. That's incredible because that helps you stop the run as well, as we well know.
It helps you stop the run, but the thing
even though we've lost all 3 wins, we have time of possession squished. I had to say it. We've lost all time of possession every game,
and to be the number 1 rushing offense, that's a weird stat.
That's so weird. The ones that we've won. Holy, that is so weird.
So that's a little bit of a thing that'll even itself out at some point. The other thing about we're talking about time of possession, and I'll get back to my.
You were talking about the number 1 run offense, just running things. Cosme coming back.
We are getting Cosme back. That's going to change everything.
Is it definite?
Offensive. Well, I mean, it's definitely we're getting him back. I don't know if it's definite this week.
Yeah. The 21-day window opened up a week ago.
But they're talking about maybe Noah Brown, Terry McLaurin, and Sam Cosme against the Bears.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just to get Noah Brown back for that Bears game, just in case. Nah, that'd be so cool.
Okay, so we talk about the success of our run game. And you get Terry McLaurin back, and you have Deebo Samuel, who we spent some time on last week. We can always spend time on him. He's awesome. He's the dude. He's a weapon. He's an NFL weapon.
I love that he plays for us.
And Luke McCaffrey now is is somebody at least they're going to have to say his name at least in at least one meeting leading up to a game on the other side of the ball.
How about that throw and catch?
It was basically the perfect throw, and it was an amazing athletic.
It was so
catch.
great.
Everything about it was perfect.
I agree.
I mean, it was like literally like he threw it and he dropped raindrops from the skies on the spot, and Luke McCaffrey. Like a lot of times you say like when you say like the throw was perfect, you know the receiver is gonna get dinged on the score and credit. In this case, like he still had some work to do at the end.
Yeah.
And he put in the work.
It was perfect because it was the only place it could be because it was covered like a blanket.
It was covered like
How
a
about
blanket.
a little separation, Luke? I'm just kidding. That was a hell of a catch.
Yeah.
Two-handed, hang on her. He keeps on getting better and better. That's great for us.
He keeps on getting better and better. And what it allows you to do, again, no one's gonna spend a lot of sleepless nights yet trying to defend Luke McCaffrey. But you get Terry back.
Right.
You have some people that people have to at least consider. So there's this new thing. It's not a new thing, but it is a trend in the NFL, and everything is cyclical. So this isn't like you as an offense. I'm not trying to tell you something you don't know because he coached college football. But in the NFL right now, a big play, an offensive play that is the better offenses are running at a high rate and a high success rate is the lead swing. I mean, it's called a variety of different things, but it's essentially multiple vertical routes. And then you slide a tight end out into a route and you swing it to a running back running a pattern underneath. And then he's got a lead blocker on the wing. And the Green Bay Packers are running that very well. There's a few other teams that are running it and they're noticed for doing that particular kind of way well. And it works when you have wide receivers who can sell, obviously, the vertical routes, but when the defenses have to be out, it busts zone defenses down tremendously because you get a flat defender and a lead blocker. In our case, we're able to throw Bill out there behind John Bates. So I'm saying this is a perfect example of how our offense is swinging into high gear. We have the personnel to run some of this stuff that's being done. The hot shot, genius offensive guys are being able to implement at a high level. The Kyle Shanahan's, the Sean McVays of the world, and now I think Cliff Kingsbury with Bates and with Bill specifically, you are seeing that we're getting lead swings, and Jaden Daniels is so smart because the lead swing is so effective. And that's what's allowing him to find those other guys. It's opening things up for the other guys.
It's just specifically drawing a play, and it's awesome. It's the old circle route, but with a lead blocker now, and it's with a clear out, and it's badass. It's similar to the tunnel screen and the darts that we ran last year. And I love Eckler, but last year Eckler would get the first down because he's got a nose for it and get about 14, 15 yards. Whereas what we will see in the progression of the offense, the way you're describing, is Bill is not getting tackled at 13, 14
He's
yards.
not getting touched at least for the first 5 or 6 yards because Bates is in front of him.
Bill has the greatest vision and feet that we've seen in a very long time around here and can be a major factor. I'm not just hopping on, we've always been a Bill guy, but just because it's happening now, we've all seen him. He's magical to watch in the hole. Forget about the burst to get there outside both touchdowns when he just had too much juice. You give him, you take one false step on the edge, you're toast. We haven't had a guy like that since. I can't even freaking remember.
Can I tell you something that I know that I know you know? And I didn't play football my whole life like you did, but I did play football with and I wore the pads and the helmet at the pound level leagues. And there was always like a kid, that kid. For us, it was JT. But when you gave that kid the ball, and every if a team was lucky enough to have that guy, and if you're close enough to the line of scrimmage, like that, they wouldn't be down in a touch game, in some of these scenarios. But it wasn't just the agility and athleticism. I would look at some of the guys that I played with, and I would see a ferociousness and a violence of that I personally wasn't playing with, that I didn't know, that I couldn't summon. And I was
it just hadn't come yet.
Your
violent side, hadn't shown its fangs yet.
I was, I was like, hey, come on, why are we even fighting? What's going on? Meanwhile, like he like every movement of his is is like perfectly violent and perfectly moving in his direction, and it's always going to get him an extra yard and a half, or at the end, and that's why he's 280 something yards on the season. I believe he's one of the most effective running backs in the National Football League as graded by.
Listen, I'm not the biggest PFF guy, but they got him as the numero uno.
Anytime they're going to make my guy number one.
I know. We'll shout him out. PFF, thanks a lot, guys. Point being, don't care. If you watch him run the ball, he's number one in our hearts. His feel for the game, some guys are just blessed with his intuition. They were born to play a certain position, and that's the feeling you get with Bill plus juice. You know what I mean?
He's got weird speed, too.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just the vision. It's the stop-start. It's the pace. Yeah. It's the ability to see. And he has that when you have feet like his that never stop moving, he has these jitterbug, water bug feet. They just do not stop. When you have vision like that and they match, he's too young to be doing some of this stuff. He's born to play the position, man.
Yes. So he's a rookie whose career...
He's a 24-year-old rookie. But
he's a 24-year-old rookie whose career is just beginning, and who knows what's going to happen. But the way that he plays football is different than... he's not the same as every
running back I can freaking remember in burgundy and gold.
He's different. He plays... how about this? Okay, the only reason why I say this, because I hate when people do the comparison game, because it's not fair to anyone. It's not fair to the guy who's played 3 games, and it's not fair to the guy who's a Hall of Famer. But
it's fair to overweight Caucasians in a basement in Kensington.
All right, so the most ridiculous thing I can say, and he's not the same size and stature, but Adrian Peterson did play for us, and when he runs. That's a fair suggestion. I love
because he had some house calls and some incredibleness.
Yes.
No, obviously.
And he just like randomly ran away. Yeah, we got to wait at the end, but he still ran away from people.
He was arguably the best player on our team,
and he still ran with violence. And he was arguably the best player on our team.
All right, so I didn't say like I was. I'm just saying.
Who played for us?
Yeah. The juice, that Peterson juice is that's legit Hall of Fame stuff. Yeah, it's fair.
It's tough.
His vision, stop and start, and then they're different players. But I know what you're saying. When you're playing with that level of when you have to be when the other defensive coordinator has to worry about you that amount of time, that's a fair analysis.
And you know what? We could even be more fair. We could even say like the Redskins, Adrian Peterson. You know, we don't have to say like his rookie year in Minnesota when he dropped 2,000 yards after contact or whatever stupid.
No, that's different. That's different.
But Adrian Peterson rushed for 1,000 yards for us in his swan song years.
He did it athletically as shit.
Yep.
It's not like we just had him behind this badass offensive line and we just mauled people.
It was awesome.
No, he did a lot on his own.
It was so much fun. Anyone who played fantasy football or Madden in their formative years, and then all of a sudden got to a point where Adrian Peterson lined up as a Redskin, and you're like, oh, this is my thesis. This is everything my whole life's been leading up to. It was you know what? We didn't have a lot of great moments. We didn't have a lot of awesome things like we're getting now, NFC Championship appearances. But Adrian Peterson rushing for 1,000 yards and performing the way he did for us, man, that was an all-timer. Because we love veteran running backs coming here and succeeding.
Yeah.
Terry Allen and Kirby.
George Rogers.
Ernest
Biner.
That's right.
No, I agree. We've had success with those guys, thank God. But whatever.
All right, so you got us on the offense thing. All right, so we talked about how good our offense is. We don't necessarily have to say the defense. Right now, our defensive statistics are somewhat middling, but Joe Witt took one on the chin 2 weeks ago, and I would argue that he came out Ken Norton style this week.
Eventually, yes. Eventually. And then and then ended the fight quickly.
And then,
right. I love that. We want to talk about adjustments. We adjusted. You want to talk about putting guys in a different spot to have success. We did that. We got McGee coming in there making play after play, looking like
he filled a hole, dropped the running back.
Damn right he did.
Inside the 5-yard line,
and he looked so good doing it, and it made me so happy. We've all been waiting for that guy because when he blossoms, when we have him at that price point, and he's that type of athlete that we have had here for this reason. That got me juiced. A lot of the guys in the defense play. So Quan Martin's turnover, I don't give a shit. And I love that Lattimore scooped it. And Lattimore had a hell of a game. He takes a whole bunch of shit too, because a bunch of guys sitting at the bars see 2 plays, not 60 plays. But this week, the guy was damn good. I don't know if anyone caught anything on him. He had some big, huge hits in the run game.
Yes, he did. No, he was great.
Yeah.
He snapped a little more than normal, but he's still, it wasn't like he was in there a lot, but he was in there in important spots.
Who, Lattimore?
No, McGee. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But McGee, Lattimore also snapped a little bit less, but that didn't matter. Lattimore played
Well,
great.
that was just by no.
That's right. By whatever. Yeah.
And St. Ristel, goddamn, that offsides penalty, I could hear everyone screamed at the television.
Yep.
Obviously, that was a 4-point penalty, and that's not his game. He's smart. He's one of the smartest guys in the field.
Yes, he is.
That's why it chaps your ass. But whatever, go out there and have a great day and make up for it.
But when he dropped that running back on a one-on-one tackle,
made the interception at the end. But whatever it is, our defense showed. We were the better defense, and they were the high-ranked one, and we were the low-ranked one. So we dominated defensively, and they got their ass kicked defensively.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, and that was not what anyone thought was going to happen. So I had a boy, Joe Witt. I love the response. It's a tough league out there. You're gonna get schemed up.
You're gonna get schemed up, and we talked about the experience of this being the greatest television show in our lives. Now, we talked about that on our show 10 years ago. And it remains true. And so one of the experiences, there's two things to that experience for us so far this season. We have neither won back-to-back games nor lost back-to-back games. That
so weird.
That comes into play this week. We have a chance to win back-to-back games as opposed to lose back-to-back games. And through week 5, getting a chance to call yourself a Super Bowl contender. Against the landscape of the league, I still think it's a little too soon. I think that bucket's still too big
for everybody.
It's still too big.
Besides the Philadelphia Eagles and something
who just lost.
I know, but they're still a contender. Mm-hmm. And you know what? We can say we're a contender, but that conversation's
it's too soon for the. But and I was getting a little bit distracted by some of these comments. I love these guys. NES Robert Cohen. No back-to-back anything yet. Rather have a chance to go back-to-back wins than back-to-back losses. So the Chicago game is yet again falls in a place in the season where everyone thinks some things about us and then everyone thinks some things about them. Yet again in prime time, yet again at night, yet again at FedEx. And every single time, so I stopped. They're like, I will not bet on this game. I will not, be a part of any of that. This game gets weird. Something weird, is about to happen.
Did you talk with Father Hughes this morning? Is everything?
I might need
okay?
to. I might need to. I think we're the better team, and I don't think that's because we're the better rushing offense and they're one of the worst rushing defenses. I think that matters anytime you suit them up and line them up in the NFL. So I think. And we're at home, and we should be favored. I think that we have every opportunity to be the team that we think we can be, moving going into Dallas week, for example.
Well, we'd love to have that. Also, looking back on that game, we had Jaden McRib Daniels that day. We did not know about, but that day when the Chicago Bears lined up for the kickoff at FedEx, and we were all sitting there. Commanders fans and Bears fans looked at each other and had no idea what was about to happen that night. But from that point forward until now, today, you know what happened that night? We've won 12 games, including that one, and they've lost 12, including that one.
Yep.
And it's only been a year, but since then, we've won 12, they've lost 12. I don't want to even think about dipping back down. They need to play their asses off on the road after last year and after all that to come and get us. If we run the ball the way we're supposed to, we beat their ass. But last year, that was one of the most frustrating games of the entire season until the final seconds. It was brutal, dude. It was an awful game. They mucked it all up by playing great defense and Jaden not being himself. We played great defense and allowed Caleb to whatever the hell they were doing offensively last year.
Mean, it was terrible.
The whole game was a freaking. It was terrible.
The final score, if you were I was there. And if you asked me what the final score was, I would have told you. Obviously we won on a Hail Mary, so I'm thinking the final score was like 37-32, and they're like, nope.
Sorry, sir.
No, there was teens involved. There was like 15-20. I mean, it was like a crazy, ridiculous situation.
It's like nothing. October playoffs in the bottom of the 10th, and someone hits a granny, and all you saw was 4-0. No, it was a 2-hitter for the entire night, and then boom. But we'll take it.
That's right.
We will take it, especially in October when the fall and the Christmas in the air. You take a W when you can get a W. And we certainly took that W, and it skyrocketed us into a huge season, although we went like 2-2 over the next 4 weeks. It wasn't like what happened to Chicago. They went into a furious tailspin. They won their final game of the season, which I didn't realize because I don't really count those shitty games, and Green Bay sat the whole entire franchise, and Chicago won. But going into that, they hadn't won a game for real all season until week 3 this year.
Yes.
So I feel bad for those guys. Everyone knows how much I love Caleb Williams. He's not there yet. I never said he was going to show up on spot and pull a Jaden Daniels. I said eventually he's going to be a Pro Bowl, a perennial Pro Bowler with a chance to be a great one. And he's playing well, but I don't think he's there yet. Unfortunately, our secondary has got a few issues every now and then. In the coverage
how's Trey
department.
doing?
I'm sorry?
Trey Amos, how's he doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't hear anything, but I imagine he'll be back. I didn't think it was anything that was going to keep him out this week.
Me neither.
But, you know, Jeremy Reeves played his ass off and is a physical, tough badass, but he's just not the cover guy that Harris was. So we're giving up a little bit in the coverage game back there. And with the wide receivers these guys have, I mean, Odunze's a big, huge freaking target. We all know about Moore and damn. Who's the new tight end? Loveland.
He's been hurt. He's had a bad hip. He may be willing to go if he can. He'll be great. Cole Kmet has been having a fine season.
Sure.
But anytime a guy, no offense to Cole Kmet, but he's not Gronkowski necessarily, or Antonio Gates for that matter. So if he gets his, you're probably going to be doing just fine. Just to kind of put a bow on the whole conversation of the defense, because we talk about how great Daron Payne is and how important he is, and how good like guys like Dorrance Armstrong are doing, and for that matter, Von Miller now, who's like
Attaboy, Von,
who's starting to get
and
involved
taking
in the
a
action.
leadership role in the locker room.
Yes,
like, that's a big deal.
So
first ballot HOFer, let's go.
Multiple
MFer.
first ballot HOFers on our team right now. Multiple.
Love having those MFers on the
yes,
squad.
and so. Not that year to year it's always going to be the exact same thing, but you start to think of, because you mentioned the safety spot, and we kind of I said last week, we're kind of resigned ourselves to like the churn of at safety, because we're putting our eggs in so many other baskets.
I know, but I like some of these guys physically, and Quan Martin's a dude. I don't care.
No, Quan Martin's our guy.
Yeah.
We drafted him,
and I get it.
But Chin, Will Harris, next guy up.
That's a spot where you can churn until you have the ability to get some draft value.
The draft
out of
guy.
it. Yeah.
But I think when I look at this, when I look at Payne and Newton and even Kinlaw in the short term, and I look at that and I say to myself, man, depending on how the first round falls next year, which is a crazy thought to have in October, but depending on that, you put like. If you tell me that Adam Peters is going to use his first round pick on a guy, and you say, okay, so it's a first round talent that the right guy is making the pick, the guy who knows, and he's making the pick, and he puts a prototypical size guy, first round talent, defensive end, pass rusher guy out there, OLB, whatever you want to call him, man, as good as Von Miller at age 50 and Dorrance Armstrong, who's a quality pro, are doing, a blue chip in this scheme with the interior help that Joe Witt is giving the edge rushers. That's how the boulder starts to get to the peak and start to move downhill.
I think Greg Martin made that point earlier. This defense is playing a little bit ahead of themselves without a premier pass rusher. We're getting pass rush from scheme, coachability, and down and distance, and from just pure badassery from up front.
Yeah, Payne and Newton and
Kinlaw. Just pushing dudes around.
Yeah.
And Bobby Wagner's an incredibly effective blitzer. How he gets his shoulders, he slides through with the ability, with his shoulders, with the strength to grip and rip, so he doesn't get manhandled in this when you turn, because you want to always keep your shoulders squared. Look at that.
That's how you want it.
The creamy bicep,
that's how you want it.
flare
with the creaminess
up, they flex
and facing
out,
forward, but the creaminess also facing
all of a
backward.
sudden it explodes like a mayonnaise
the
packet
other way.
under a truck.
Dukes,
yes,
in the house,
possibly Hellman's.
That is frame by frame how you basically coach it at the NFL level, boys and girls.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on my get off, which that's a separate show. basically the best in the game. Been for years.
Only because you're asking me to say I can.
Yes. Shout out to Angela Schmidt who measured my get off.
Shout out to Prince for Angela playing that on her Sony Walkman while she did that.
All right. Talked about Deron Payne. I got my random draft thought in. No need for that. Talked a little bit about. Oh, by the way, shout out to Keenan Hall, all our good Redskin loving fans, and Keenan Hall. Shout out to you guys. And I wanted to say, on not that we're getting too soft here in season 10.
We're not getting moist, are we?
And we're also, I'm not suggesting any level of softness or hardness. All I'm saying is, that's why I'm saying I'm being disclosurable.
Why can't I make any more weird jokes anymore? Because I know you're gonna just slam it.
No, I would never slam it. I would never do that.
Not in a bad way.
I just want to say how you. So we were listening to this show, and I thought I would bring it up because I'm sure all of you out there. And by the way, there's 17.4 million people from Peru tuning in tonight. Hasta luego.
It's not time to say goodnight yet, Ken.
Everybody knows that we've been super hard on a variety of people in a variety of different positions over the years. However, in 2017, I just want everyone to know. And now, I'm sorry, in 2016. What is that? No, 2017. 2017, I want everyone to know that this man next to me, in defending not just Jay Gruden, but his entire coaching staff, and in some cases, I'm guessing even their assistants, that, hey, they're human beings. They're just human beings. When we were getting served a soft serve ice cream cone of just diarrhea on a weekly basis, and this guy was like, hey, they're just human beings. They're just human beings.
That was all I knew.
And listening
hadn't seen the sun for days.
Listening to you and T and I talk about how, hey, this is going in the right direction. I can see the goodness from within, and I'm yelling at the computer. I'm like, guys, just stay
like
the
greatest
course.
turd polishers.
Yes,
lipstick piggers. We were just. Dude, what were we thinking? We just love them.
We love them.
There's nothing else we can say about it.
No, it was
like having a child. Like, dude, your kid is a hog. I'm like, I know. Just rub some lipstick on there and shut the fuck up.
I always tell people, they're like, hey, so how would you characterize Thank God It's Tuesday? Like, what kind of show is it? And I say, first and foremost, it's a love story. It's 100% a love story. Like unconditional love.
I thought you were going to say porno. Well, so that's not a bad answer.
It is a love story, but it's rated differently depending on the episode. There's some G-rated ones, and there's some, W-rated ones.
The Debo episode. Make sure you guys catch that one.
Jaden Daniels, back healthy, pulling the trigger, in command, showing a little bit of emotion, back in control on Monday night on the national stage. Even though, for God's sake, the NFL is throwing Josh Allen out there at the same time as our guy. What's up with that? This isn't March Madness where I want to watch to the end of that game and then be flipped over to the fourth quarter of my game. Come on.
I guess it'll make halftime all right.
Every other week I'm fine with it.
So many goddamn commercials. I can't even. My ADD runs hot. Yeah. I have to move around, especially if we're playing. But even
by the way, this is where I count on you. I count on the ADD community to push. This is why you have done
to be specific.
Sorry, they identify. This is what you guys have done for me.
Only diagnosed by my wife, but she's a pro.
She can write prescriptions. I've seen her. She's prescribed me some variety of performance enhancing scenarios.
It's like, please go to Ken's early tonight.
Hey,
nice
all right.
prescription.
What are we talking about?
ADD, ADHD.
I want to say that you guys,
the ADHD community,
the ADHD community have been so successful that now, when in many cases when they play commercials, they still put the game on in like the corner of the screen.
Oh God!
It's like a split screen of game and commercial. And I can tell you, that's because of you guys. No. And I'm so thankful.
It kirks me out.
Oh,
I either love it or hate it.
Okay.
But it has its moments like anything else. Sometimes I'm like, oh, cool. Sometimes I'm like, get the stupid thing out. Yeah, right. I mean, that's part of the diagnosis, I think.
But I mean, the NFL thought to themselves,
could be a different
hey,
diagnosis.
if we don't keep them on the screen, these motherfuckers are just gonna walk away. They're just gonna get up out of their chair and just start strolling around the room. And they might not come back.
Nah, that's true. I'll go eat a donut. I'll eat a donut or a chili cheese dog. Yeah. What do I want?
And Budweiser or Coors Light, they're like, we don't care. Put Justin Herbert's timeout huddle on the side screen, and we'll put Sydney Sweeney doing an ad for our something. We're confident that the majority of the American public is going to find their way to the Sydney Sweeney ad on the right side of the screen, and maybe to leave Josh Allen alone just for a second. We're confident of that.
Yeah. That also gets a lot of 15-year-olds to watch the game with pops.
There you go. Come on. It's all good.
Nah, never mind. They got a device. They're like...
Yeah. Well, again, multiple screens. They're multiple screening us on the same screen.
I know.
The NFL knows us.
Cliff Kingsbury would be proud of this screen package. Ridiculous. No? Not really?
Wait, say it again. Sorry. I was going to pull up the comment.
No, I'm not saying it again.
Cliff Kingsbury. Damn it. I'm sorry.
Are we proud of the screen package?
We are.
Don't give me gratuitous laughter.
Come on. Hey.
It's a muff-rated love story, Ken.
It's a muff-rated love story.
You said Tuesday nights. You opened up Pandora's box on this one.
It is. This show is a love story.
And guess what?
And
it's a hip-to-hipper.
It is a hip-to-hipper.
Who'd have thunk it?
It's not always,
right.
I mean, vertical. It could sometimes straight horizontal.
No.
Just saying. It's the outside of the hip to the outside of the hip.
That's the time of the show when I gargle.
Oh, man. So we have 14 minutes to go. We're on a 14-minute countdown. Because one thing I learned by going back and looking at episodes that we did, even though we were doing 5 shows a night, we were consistently in an hour or so. And I think that's a good
1 hour
goal.
is a max.
1 hour should be the max. 1 hour should be the max of 2 guys in the basement, unless it's like unless something crazy happens. Listen,
we get off the rails every now and then.
Yeah, if there's an emergency, obviously we're going to stay on the air. We're not abandoning our post.
Operator, an emergency.
All right, Greg, are we doing anything this evening? If you have anything this evening, please let us know. That is more than a 14-minute scenario, but I like it.
I have to say one thing. Going up against a 31st rush team, and we're the number 1. Since 2016, we're 19-3 with a 100-yard rusher. That's a great stat.
With one guy rushing for 100 yards?
If we have one man rushing for 100 yards since 2016, we are 19-3. How about that?
I know that it's not necessarily what you want, but I'm going to tell you right now that our 100-yard rusher this week is going to be Jaden Daniels.
Why would I care about that?
I know, but because we don't want that. We don't want him to be.
No, but he does it when he does it within the framework, within the rhythm of what he's accomplishing.
Yeah.
When he does it rhythmically, how he goes about, it's not like we're calling jet sweep right, go QB sweep right, Jaden.
Yeah.
A couple times last week we called it, I think, to get him hit early,
just to get him going.
Yeah. But I still don't like that shit. Don't let it be a big guy standing him up and twisting him and turning him.
Yeah.
Let him take a hit, like moving one direction and getting out of bounds, like just a little pop. But whatever it is, I don't give a damn. The guy's played 20 games and known in NFL history in 20 games at the quarterback position.
4 and 1.
No one's had 1, and no one's had 4 and 1.
No one's had 4 and 1
either. How about that?
And again, it's like totally masked because you can honestly, like he didn't throw for 5,000 yards last year. He didn't go Drew Brees style with his touchdown passes. But he threw for a lot of touchdowns, and he did not throw for a lot of interceptions, and he ran for a lot of yards. And I think I love the fact that I think the general opinion of Jaden Daniels is from Johnny Q Public, and I could be dead wrong about this, but I think they think that he is, clearly, the best guy we've had that gives us a chance to win. But he's not blowing anyone's skirts up with 5,000 yards passing. He's not blowing anyone's skirts up with 50 touchdown passes. And he's sneakily getting like 800 rushing yards, and so the perception of him is just so weird because he is a producer. Like the numbers are just there. He drops 80 yards a game rushing, and you don't think of him as it's not like Lamar Jackson where they're calling
Right.
5 to 10 plays for it.
Yeah, he's more of a glider than a rusher. But as Tom Brady went on and on and on about not taking hits, I get it. I understand. And if he says it, I'm listening. Mr. Longevity, the best ability is availability. All those things are true. But as a young buck in this league with that skill set, he's never been there. Tom Brady has never understood what it felt like to be Jaden Daniels. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but everyone here knows what I'm saying. He's never had that juice. He's never had that B button. He's never had that speed. Like woohoo!
And also, the hits.
It's hard, right? That's a hard thing to juggle. Tom didn't have to juggle it.
No,
he can sit there and be like, "Well, you shouldn't do that, young buck. I played for 250 years, but you're an alien, Tom."
But he also took crazy hits, and one of his powers was the ability to get back up after those hits. But the difference in the hits that Tom Brady took, and I always say this: Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, even Peyton Manning, for that matter. These guys, obviously, they played a long time, and obviously, they got their clocks cleaned. They got creamed on a regular basis. They just did. They got hit a lot. And one of their abilities was they could take hits. But when they took hits, they were barely moving. And if they were moving, they were maybe moving laterally. Maybe, they were 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. These guys weren't running to run. They were.
He slithers.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels is getting, he's changing the angle of the hit most times. And also, he's not like Walter Payton delivering hits. But he is providing some force to the equation. Whereas Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, those guys who played the longest time and got creamed on a regular basis, they were just tackling dummies on a lot of those hits.
I will say Jaden has a forward progress ability to slither to the open space, but I'm not saying he's cracking pads out there either. But
No. I'm saying he is not standing still.
No, he's an elusive target at 6'4".
So he's given a little bit in terms when you talk about the new Newton and the.
I don't like Tom Brady calling him 205 pounds either.
No, he's not too far.
No, whatever, weirdo.
What are we gonna call him? He's like 220.
I would list him at 220.
I would list him at 220. All right.
We're listing him at 220. He's at 213 all day, but whatever. Ken, I have one stat I have to say, and I think you'll really appreciate it unless you already have it written down. Because I know you had something that you wanted to pop off.
Well,
I think everyone appreciates
number one rushing offense,
and I love that. NES Tecmo dropping it. Well, I think he said it as we were getting into it.
Okay.
First QB in NFL history to have, first of all, just 1,000 and to have 4-1. Both of those things are awesome. But 3 gentlemen, I just want you to guess real quick if you guys can. Maybe you've heard this stat, maybe you haven't, but 3 gentlemen in the history of the NFL, 3 men have had 5,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing in their first 7 seasons in this league.
Quarterbacks?
No.
Running. Oh, so I mean, so
non-quarterbacks.
Marshall Faulk.
5,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing in their first 7 seasons. Marshall Faulk is not one of them.
Okay, so
how about this? Every single one of them wore the burgundy and gold. Debo just did it this weekend.
Yeah. All right, so 5,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing.
Jump in, board. This is a burgundy and gold question. This is for us.
All right.
I thought maybe people had seen it. I only saw it once. I don't like coming up with stats you see, but sometimes they're too cool. I like to go for the ones you got to find out there.
Larry Centers?
Larry Centers is no. You have 1 strike, Ken, and I'm only giving you 3 strikes.
Okay, all right, Larry Centers.
Debo is absolutely correct. So we have 1 right answer and 1 strike.
It's the receiving and the rushing.
5,000 yards receiving in your first 7 seasons, along with over 1,000 yards rushing. Super cool stat. Now the 7 seasons convolutes it a bit, but
also the other side that they've all worn burgundy and gold.
That's the coolest part of the stat. They all did it. Wow. I'm not saying a majority of their careers.
Did they did it while they were here? Because otherwise,
I don't know.
Is Adrian Peterson one of them?
I don't know. Adrian Peterson is not one of them.
Strike me up.
Ken, you have 2.
I have 2
strike 3.
Yeah, strike 3. I'm out. I can no longer guess.
I'm going to give you one more. Stop thinking new school about
I know.
all this stuff.
That's why I said Larry Centers.
This is just weird. That's what I'm screaming.
Bobby Mitchell?
Damn right, Bobby Mitchell. Bobby Mitchell is one of them. Ken has 2 strikes and 2 good answers. Moss is not one of them. Santana would be a cool, but I don't think he had 1,000 rushing. Although he was a great reverse guy.
Yep.
But he didn't get 1,000 rushing.
But you go to Bobby
But
Mitchell.
it's not one of them, but I do like that guess. B. Mitch. Well, Bobby Mitch. Bobby Mitchell. Debo Samuel. Ken, you still have a strike before I announce.
All right, but so it's not. You said it's not B. Mitch because I said
No,
Bobby
it's
Mitchell.
not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would not.
You would not do that.
I would not Mitch all that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
You're
Mitch
not
around.
Mitch it up.
I'm not acting like a little Mitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. All right, so I get one more guess.
Yeah.
Before I'm no longer allowed to guess. I'll let the board come up with a couple of
Hold
more.
on.
Someone coming up with it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
I can't read it because my phone's
Charlie Taylor?
Charlie Taylor. Given to us by. You read that?
That's Robert Cohen.
Robert Cohen. Sorry, I can
Charlie
only see.
Taylor.
Okay, 757. I'm only seeing 7WX. I have a little. Charlie Taylor is the damn answer. How about that cool stat? I love that. There's 3 dudes ever. Bobby Mitchell, Charlie Taylor,
the history
and
of
Debo
the league.
Samuel in the history of the league. First 7 years, 5. Bringing Debo over here and having him do it this past weekend was like, I feel like there's a reason why he's here, and it's not just a churn touches.
Yep.
It's he's super special, and we finally get to see him and Terry coincide together on this offense that right now is doing fairly well. Aside from the completion percentage, that's a crazy stat to me. 76 a year ago to 61 this year in the first 5 is nuts. Let's get back into this little and get our things going. Although last year's offense was built differently, and so was last year's defense. This is a different team. So I would like to see where we go in the next 5 games. But I do love that stat that I got to see about the good guys.
Dude,
playing modern football.
How many? I would. So this is crazy to me. Christian McCaffrey. I just want to look up his stats. He has 4,853.
Ooh, that's not 5
receiving yards. Not enough.
So close, Christian.
Not enough. And you know what? That's just a failure. Now, obviously, he only played 4 games last year and 5 games this year. And I think Shanahan is turning him into more of a receiver, so that he'll get there because he's too valuable to them.
He might get to the Hall of Fame too if he can maintain some health.
It's crazy. He has 9 years. 9 years in the league.
Yeah.
He's got. Let's talk about. I mean, we're not going to spend a lot of time on Christian McCaffrey. However, it is interesting because he's a running back who is still considered one of the best in the game, and he's been in the league 9 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know.
And
that's old balls for running backs.
So a 17-game average. So per season, he's averaging 1,100 rushing yards, 800 receiving yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
Over 9 years, he's averaged that 9%. That's Hall of Fame.
I know.
That's Hall of Fame.
I agree.
So that's interesting. I didn't realize he's been in the league 9 years. I mean, 2017, he was drafted by Carolina. We were just talking about that season in our basement earlier tonight. Me, Kevin, and T. I will figure out a way to like clip a couple of that because there was a couple of clips I was like, you know what, these people have to play. In 2023, he led the league in rushing. He led the league in touches multiple times. Led the league in yards from scrimmage over 2,000 multiple times. He leads the league in yards from scrimmage right now. This is crazy to me.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get away from Christian McCaffrey. Sorry, guys. When I think about that, I think about running backs, and I think like, there's no way. Like, we've all prayed to God we wouldn't get the number 1 pick in the draft, so we wouldn't have to be the people to take Christian McCaffrey. How many times in a row now? It's crazy.
I know.
Anyways, Robert, we invoked Grant Paulson on this show. He's fine. He's harmless. I'm just not.
But that's a cool stat that he said. He said that 42 field goals attempted are 55 plus, and 28 have been made. I want to tell you this, and I love it. Mark Mosley, MVP in 1983, 20 of 21 kicking field goals that year, 0 from 50 plus yards, only 3 from 40 plus.
Yeah.
Was the NFL MVP.
We're 1 60-plus yard field goal away in week 5 from a season record of 60-yard field goals. We talked about this.
How did Mosley get the MVP? He had 3. He had, I think, a 43, couple of 43s.
Dude, it was like Uncle Rico.
You can't kick a
We're like-
toe style 70 yards. Can
I'm
you?
gonna kick this ball right over that mountain, and then he did with the same hairdo. I like.
The ball thing came out about the kicking today. Yahoo came with it. They're like, it's either the balls or the starch in the ball bags.
No,
they're saying
straight balls.
They're saying starched ball bags.
We were ahead of this. We're so ahead of this. Listen. No one. Okay, we're never good at kicking, but when everyone else is like so good at kicking, and we're like, okay, hey, we know we're bad, but
We're
just
doing
'cause
all right.
No, now we're fine. We're
Yes,
fine. But I'm saying
I think Gay's
over a
doing all
long
right.
period of time,
He starts his ball bag, and we're good.
The way in which the kicking game is going, there will 100% be changes made. I promise you. I hope it's not the balls. I hope they keep the balls the same. I hope they narrow the field goal. I hope they do some crazy stuff.
I heard they were going to shave him.
Shave them, make them.
First time in league history.
You look a lot younger and lighter. I'm just saying.
It's that big deal they signed with Menon. What was that?
Are they still a thing?
Aquavelva? Don't splash that on your kicking balls.
Menon.
I would never splash that down there after a kicking session.
Tough Actin, Tenactin, and By Menon. Are those companies still around today?
Is Metamucil still around?
Yes.
Well, then, of course,
You
Tough
better
Actin
believe.
Tenactin is.
All right. Tough
They were-
Actin, Tenactin.
By Menon.
Would John Madden just be doing like erectile dysfunction commercials out the ass right now if he was still around?
Hopefully
During
not,
games?
Hopefully not out the ass, but definitely
Yeah.
regular style.
And
Yeah,
she
I
likes it too.
By Menon.
By Menon.
That was Speed Stick. I can smell Speed Stick right now. Think about it.
I wear Speed Stick.
Right now?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
I wear Speed Stick.
Did you like dig up a time capsule and you had like 4,000 of them?
I don't wear the original flavor. I don't wear the original flavor. I know
the blue one.
that's
You did the blue one.
I do. I'm Aqua Fresh or Pure Sport or whatever it is. I don't even know. I can't wear the original flavor. If I wear the original flavor, I'll think I'm like in Back to the Future. I feel like I'll be like Marty McFly and be like, I can smell 1955, but it doesn't look like 1955.
Like it should be like in your gym locker to make sure you get through the day without smelling like a pair of cheeks. But that is not weekend material. Speed Stick by Menon. And it was just deodorant. It wasn't antiperspirant. It was the green one. It just made your sweat smell like not as bad.
Yeah. Well, because you have to like parse between deodorant and antiperspirant.
Yeah, but I need both in one.
But the antiperspirant can like cake.
Guy. I know. You don't want to get them.
Can cake it.
Them dingleberries in your armpit.
It's armpit muff. It's the armpit's answer to muff.
I know.
And it's not good.
Thank God.
It's like a distant cousin. It's the drunk uncle of Muff.
I haven't run crazy with my drunk uncle Muff. Thank God.
The drunk uncle of Muff is antiperspirant in the armpits. But the old school, Old Spice flavor, as great as it is, and timeless as it is, it's in a box. And it needs to stay in the box. I don't know what day that is.
Old Spice?
Yeah, the old school.
Yeah.
The old school
with the picture of the schooner on it.
And the little splasher.
It had like it came to the bottle.
Yeah,
and it was like beige. Somehow your grandpa always smacked it and then smacked himself around a little bit.
And you're like, that guy is getting lit.
Keegan T would smack around everything a little bit.
Just smack it all around. Like, if it's going to be,
it was like a 14-year-old that smelled like a 94-year-old. And I didn't think that was probably my best maneuver. In fact, I knew it wasn't.
Smells like
but it smelled that Old Spice Speed Stick and booze smells like a dunk hoops, like 3-on-3 in my sister's room with no room to spare on Thanksgiving on one of those orange things that you hang on your door with no backboard, and everyone just tries to dunk on each other.
Did you ever do the whether it was Irish Spring or whatever it was, like
I did
the
do
gel
Irish Spring.
that like you wind it up through the holes and it was like.
Oh no! Yeah, I did. Of course, and it came out like
a jelly,
like a chia pet.
Yeah,
it was
it's like a gooey chia pet.
It never worked. It had a little piece of tin foil you had to take off before you applied the antiperspirant. It never worked.
I think Irish Spring had one, but there was the other brands of them. I forget what they were.
I sweat like a hoe in church. I have a terrible affliction, and that shit did not come close to working.
No, I also think that I've come to learn that at certain points of our lives, we will overpower modern medicine when it comes to sweating and stinking. At some point in your life, you will get to a point where the deodorant aisle is going to take care of most of your issues. I feel like we're there. I think we made it.
Here's the bullshit part: a stick of. I love the Old Spice now, the new stuff with all that.
Yeah.
It just works for me, but it's like $10.79 for one stick of deodorant. I'm like, does this come with like a something else, like a muff?
Meanwhile,
a muff thickener, perhaps, or like
is this whitening? Is this extra whitening or also desensitizing?
Why am I paying $11 for some deodorant with a man horse on it? That's a famous actor.
Yes,
He's
a very famous actor,
and it's like deer thorn. Smells like deer nuts rubbed in raspberry. You're like, do I like
yes,
that?
Please, yes,
does
more
my
of
wife-
that in my life.
Wait, does my wife like that?
Wait, is that what she's going for?
Then you're dumb enough to text it, and she's like, "Why the fuck would you think I would like that?" I'm like, the commercials are very.
Oh, nice work, Greg Martin. The Menon Company sold Speed Stick in 1992, which makes sense, to Colgate Palmolive. It still says by Menon on the label, though. Apparently, that might have been like a thing. But I think that the by 1992 makes a lot of sense because the 80s, which is when we were the best ever, by Menon was every commercial.
I know, but the original Ricard spray was the original. Ricard made the original spray, and I was like, that took over my Speed Stick.
You were a spray guy.
I became not on the weekends.
Aerosols.
Because that shit did not work.
No.
That was a temporary sustenance to not smell like a pair of cheeks in front of some lovely ladies at high school after gym class.
My father decided that I would.
You were gonna smell like a pair of cheeks.
I would
after
wash
gym?
my hair with Pert Plus. That I would use Zest.
So I needed Head and Shoulders.
Zest,
not gonna lie.
Zest
I
bar
was
soap.
a Head and Shoulders guy.
And that was going to be all that it took. And then when I got out of the shower, I believe I was provided a roll of antiperspirant,
We had Ivory. By the
Speed
way.
Stick.
Yeah, we had Speed Stick and Ivory.
Speed
Ivory
Stick.
soap.
Ivory soap.
That'll dry.
Hello.
It'll dry your. It'll dry you. Honestly,
I was zestfully clean for years, my friend.
I know, but
I wanted Irish Spring so bad. My grandparents had Irish Spring. When we go to their house and I'd shower, I'd be like, "Oh, this is so great!" And you do commercials with like the Irish Spring bar, like the Irish guy, and the bar of soap was just like spring and water. It was the best. And meanwhile, I'd go home and I'd be like, "Oh, just like zesting it up, just like, oh God, this isn't even good soap."
I know it. Irish Spring is what they use to like smuggle narcotics. That's about 40% of their
Irish
business
Spring.
plan.
I would buy if I went to the store today. We're an Ivory family. No, is that true? Or maybe Dove? I don't even know.
I have Irish Spring at my house right now.
I use the.
But it's in a box in case we'd forget.
You use
all
a
the rest of
box.
this stuff.
I use a lather builder.
No, I'm a squirt bottle now.
Yeah. Got to do the lather builder.
Just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are big fans of you taking the family soap. Not you. Talking about me or anyone, and just jabbing it all up in all the crevices.
No, it's not a FBI informant. I don't need it to. I don't need it
That's
to
what
reveal
it was
the
at my
secrets.
house for 30 years. So we have 30 years of like when I went to play football in college and I was like, yeah, pass me the soap, man. They were like, and I was like, no, really, I don't have any soap.
need some soap.
It's soap.
Like, do you understand how soap works?
How dirty can it be?
It's self.
But then after I would take said soap and go to town with it, they would always say, keep the soap. It's yours now.
Well, anytime you see someone rub something so provocatively in a shower, then that like there's now it's not that they were giving you the soap. You had taken that soap as a partner. You were in a relationship with that soap at that point in time.
It's true.
And they were getting in the way of that.
In fact, I've had no partners go where I've had my bar of Ivory, Irish Spring, Zest. You're not fully clean. I love that J Dubs just brought that out. The Irish Spring.
The Irish Spring.
Chlorofluorocarbons.
Everything, dude.
The hairspray and the atmosphere smell was intoxicating. I believe it was Aussie Scrunch, or there's a couple hairsprays.
The Hold.
I know Greg has got
Hold.
I know Greg has a top 3 from North Jersey because I went to college with all those ladies, and it was an amazing smell of the 90s. The fluorochlorocarbons smell of Aquanet,
Yeah.
Aussie Scrunch.
So
spray,
that was, but we had Paul Mitchell. Our
and
house
Paul
was,
Mitchell.
was Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell was for the dudes.
I don't even know what
That was a man's hairspray.
I had,
Ken.
but it wasn't even spray. I had like the stuff that you like wipe through your hair.
Yes, it was fancy as shit.
I had terrible. My hair was terrible. I
You
didn't have.
obviously went to the hair cuttery. Paul Mitchell, they had a sponsorship.
I think
You're
I
not
did.
fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Aquanet never. Did
Aquanet, I can smell Aquanet and cigarettes and booze right now, and I think.
Oh
I'm-
yes, sorry, I gotta
Oh,
get
gosh.
this EO quoting because that was you. It was like the Irish love to take out their pocket knife because you'd be like watching the commercial, the guy'd be like, whoosh, and you're like knife off some of the soap and like water would squirt out, and you're like, all right, I guess that's what they do in Ireland. Sweet.
No, that's how you hide the smell of marijuana when you travel internationally, all through the
Just dig it in there.
early 90s.
If you don't have a jar of peanut butter,
how do you think Irish Spring stayed in business? No one's shoving a whole bar up their ass.
they're still in
Ireland
business? By the way,
anymore.
I have Irish
I
Spring
know.
body wash upstairs right now.
We have a blue bar. I'm like, I'm not using that blue bar unless we run out of all the other soap. Who has Irish Spring in a blue box?
Dude, there's gonna be like an Antiques Roadshow or like American Pickers. The guy's gonna come through and be like, "Whoa, how old is this Irish Spring bar? Where is this from? Did you?
Well, it's not as a bar of zest, sir.
Whose ass was this rubbed on?
Whose ass is this going to go up if you leave here with it,
Let's go,
sir? And why are you holding that pocket
I
knife
would like to know
so
your offer.
eagerly? It's true. It's not going to burst with water, man. And you're just going to
It's not
smell
going
like
to.
you're going to smell like your great grandfather immensely
I will
down there.
go to my grave. If you told me I could only have one soap forever, I'd say Irish Spring. Honestly. Sorry.
I mean,
The green.
I know.
Green means clean. I don't know why, but it just always did.
There's so many reasons.
God, I love being zestfully clean.
I'm
though.
going. All right, I'm just going ivory because I don't want to.
Okay.
Because I feel like I could use it to clean some
Sure.
clothes.
You
and
could
like-
make some. You could make some dish soap, like they in the third grade. You get a third grader and make you some liquid soap.
But the guys that were in the Irish Spring commercial were typically the guys in DC who smelled the worst.
Mhm.
Like they just looked just like them. And I was like, you know what this guy needs from DC? And he was
Yes.
like, don't fucking say it.
Don't even
Don't
think
you
about it.
fucking say.
Don't even think about it.
They hate. That's why they hate Americans. It's
That
not
ain't-
it's not always about soap.
E.O. Anderson. Herd Plus was green. You are correct, sir. Green equals clean, my
Alright.
friend.
We had Head and Shoulders like super tingly.
the bluey
I had,
one?
my dad had Selsun Blue.
It was tinkly.
My dad had Selsun Blue
Remember
and
Crew?
Denerex.
Denerex
Because we
was
had
good.
some, and honestly, it was like putting like medicine. It smelled like the medicine you had to eat, and it had a sort of the worst medicine.
And
in
now you
your
have a
hair.
full head of hair. Damn it! I wish I would have done that.
I know, but now the grays hide any possible early on dandruff flakes.
Hey, you're
So,
good.
I'm just saying, Denerex, you're out. What was the other one? That was terrible. What did I just-
Sense it
God,
down.
whatever it
Was the toothpaste?
God, Selsun Blue.
Selsun Blue.
Selsun
All right, what are you
Blue.
gonna? J Dubs, what are you gonna want for that bar of soap, sir? Sounds like retail to me.
Now, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, let's be honest. Now I take some of the Old Spice shit, squirt it on there, and just jam a loofah directly up my ass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
And by the way, that's
mean-
gonna make it worth a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
I never thought I'd use the loofah, but if Craig Ironhead Haywood,
Not loofah. It's a lather builder.
but Ironhead, what's with that thingy? That sold me.
That's
Since
why I
then,
say-
I jam a weird creature. Up
I
my
say
ass.
it every time I use it. I'm
It
always
works
like,
way better
just a
than
lather builder. Just a lather builder.
works way better than bare
Just a
knuckles and
lather
an Irish
Just a lather-
spring.
Just a lather builder.
Bare knuckles and an Irish
Oh,
spring.
yeah.
I'm sure you go off the washboard with that.
All right, Irish Springs body wash pump. Bam, 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 bam. Exfoliation
That
out the
doesn't-
ass.
I said the washboard, sir.
Yes, well, that's what this guy is right here. That's this guy. That's the washboard you're talking about. Final predictions. All right, so Greg had a good question, and it was that, and we are always ahead of the game when it comes to ball bags. Here we are. Let's see.
And 80 shampoos.
And
in
80
case anyone
shampoos.
wants a retro.
Monday night game
Hair cuttery,
predictions.
late
Who
night.
scores first touchdown for us on Monday night? And let's. Greg, can I ask you a huge favor? I know this is not necessarily in your character, but would you mind keeping score on this one? I want you to have this. I want to do a question like this for the next few weeks. Hopefully, it's exciting and fun, and we'll continue it more. But let's at least do it for the next few weeks. And let's just say that I'm going to let Kevin go first this week, and I can't pick the guy he picks.
What's the question?
Who scores first touchdown for us Monday night?
I'm going Zach Ertz.
All right. Can we just talk about Zach Ertz for a second? Can we have a conversation on the side? What if we just hold on? What if we did this? What if we just went to
I think we're over the 1 hour time limit.
hold on. Let's just go down to our FaceTime camera.
Don't go too far.
Are we on this? I think we're on the face. Guys, hey, get in here, Kevin.
How do I get in there?
Kevin, I don't know. There you are. You're on this side, so you're good. Yeah, there you are. Yes.
It's a weird camera.
That's a weird camera. I didn't even know I had that camera.
It's the Irish Spring camera.
It's the Irish Spring camera.
Sponsored by Manning.
I am thinking Zach Ertz is like if you do an old balls ranking on a weekly basis, like his balls are aging by the second.
That's a Julie wanted you to say, so she knew I would win this week. So good luck.
Julie loves him. She loves him, and I love her. I think the first touchdown scored is by our man Bill. I don't know how he does it. I know I compared him to Adrian Peterson earlier, and it's not an apt comparison. I also think that we will get into the business of comparing him to our main man Alfred Morris, not because they're the similar in style, but because they're both rookie guys who came in unheralded, late round draft picks. What was Morris, 5th or 6th rounder? I mean, he was up there. He had a great season.
6th
rounder, yeah. So we have a 6th rounder in Alfred Morris who banged out at least 3 strong seasons for us. So you got a 7th rounder in Bill who's perfectly capable of doing that. So EO says Luke McCaffrey, so I can't say that. I got Bill. I think he's going to score. I like the one thing I'll say about Bill, above and beyond his natural predilection for the position, is that I don't think his speed shows on the TV as fast as he actually is. I think if you're watching the game, because he's fast, and he got around the defense for touchdowns, and obviously there was good interior blocking.
No wasted motion in his stride. None.
And those strides are quick, but he's not a quick guy. He's a fast guy. And
he's both down.
Yeah. His speed is, it just, like when you, like, okay, so we watched a guy, I don't mean to get into the weeds here, but we watched,
yes, you do.
Tyreek Powell, a high school running back. But he has this gait, this like athletic sprinters, gait. It's different. There's like Bill doesn't have that. Like you don't look at him and you think, okay, he's going to run a 100-yard dash. But everything that he does is with such purpose and violence, and he's so fast. The end around plays, like when we get inside the 10 or even like the 15, that's enough space for him to run around the entire defense, and it doesn't look like he's faster than everyone, but he is.
Because he's not overcutting, he's not overstepping, he's never off balance.
Never.
The guy's never off balance. So he's never, ever over. There's so many guys with so much juice that they got a little too. When I say feel for the position, it's the pace. Typically, it's a learned process, and not by many. That's why when I saw him on tape last year, I was like, oh, my God. If he has what I'm not some guy that watches film and is like, oh, I see greatness. And then you understand Adam Peters has put him through the ringer as a human being and then saw greatness. If anyone sees any of the interviews, this is the first thing I said. When this guy chose last year to be the scout team running back and not hire an agent to fly him out to Southern California, work out all week, 5 days in a row, and then party all weekend and live the life, and he'd give him a cash advance to be paid back and blah, blah, blah. That's the program for everybody, not Bill. He stayed on and went scout team, running back Monday through Thursday every week, putting himself at injuries risk as a 24-year-old who had already dealt with injuries. He didn't give a shit. He loves the game.
Yep.
If you hear him talk, he's an incredible dude, man. That's all I give a crap about. Someone that's awesome to root for, but has these tools. It's like a Jaden Daniels Jr. So let's keep those guys together for 4 years. Oh, I forgot. They're on contract, rookie deals together in our backfield for the next 3 years. So what's that? 17, 34, 51 plus 5 minus 12, 63 at a minimum. 63 at a minimum.
Yep.
Those guys are in their backfield. That's super fun, dude.
I'm in with Bill. Kevin's in with Ertz.
Yep.
EO's in with McCaffrey.
Yep.
Robert Cohen's in with
Let's do
Jaden
this every
Daniels.
week.
Greg Martin's in with Terry McLaurin. Now, here's what we're going to do. Since Greg is being administrator, every administrator deserves to be paid. This is how he shall be paid. This week, I will grant you, you get to say Terry if he plays. If not, Jalen Lane.
That's fair.
That would be allowed this week. But going down the road, you have to call one player, and if he doesn't play, you don't get him. But hey, listen,
I'm cool with that.
We have to do this.
I'm cool with everyone on this damn board, man. I love doing this with you guys on Tuesday nights. That we just listened to a damn show from 10 years ago, guys. It's so cool. There we go. J Dubs in with Bates.
Yep. And so we'll do it.
Thank you, yep. And thank you for being such great fans, such great folks, and listening to our dumbasses. Thank you.
Listen to our dumbasses. We appreciate it. By the way, whether yelling to my former self, Marty McFly style, a lot of Back to the Future references because we heard ourselves from 2017 and we heard ourselves. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, it's going to be a long run for you, my friend. But we did it and we weathered the storm and we made it to the other side. And the cool part about that is it does make this better. It makes it feel better. We're not just checking in out of nowhere. We've been up close and personal to the pain, and now we get to be up close and personal to the gain.
And I hope it keeps gaining.
Yeah.
Because it's all coming into place, but we have a tough little run coming up here. And let's take care of Chicago, get to 4-2, and then see what happens. But Chicago, Ken, last year, really, 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 I mean, we all deserve that moment so much, didn't we?
I watched it again from so many angles. I watched it live in my seat at FedEx. Great moment. Sums up the season for us, really, at the end of the day.
Very symbolic.
Yeah, everything
very symbolic of what we did last year.
Unfortunately, for Chicago, it is also very symbolic.
I know.
And I don't know.
12 wins, 12 losses.
Yeah, I don't know
that's crazy.
if that's going to come into play or not. But I will say that, oh man, you know what? I listened to me say, I will say from 2017. I try not to say the same stuff for 10 years. I'll do better. The ability for the Washington Commanders to dictate to the Chicago Bears this week based on what's happened in the last couple of years has nothing really, and I believe this, has nothing to do with how good we looked against the Chargers, and certainly doesn't have anything to do with, how good the Chicago Bears are playing right now. I think that because everyone's so young, because Jaden Daniels is so young, because Caleb Williams is so young, the coaches have been turned over multiple times. These organizations are so young. There's a little bit, 2 years ago, that game was over in 5 minutes. DJ Moore went nuts. Last year, the game went to the last second. This year, two teams once again show up.
DJ Moore is a homeboy, and he's a badass.
And he's coming back to town.
Caleb's coming back on WCAC weekend.
I think that it's going to be a tight game. So for my final score prediction, I'll kick it off. I do like us winning. I do like it being a close scoring game. I do think we remain an offensive force against this team. So I think we're able to put up over 30 points. I'm going to say we win this game 37-24.
I'm a 31-21 again, guy. This time we win. Last time I said we would lose by that score last week, but don't mess with Bill and welcome home Jaden. Let's get welcome home Terry, Noah, and Big Sam
Sammy
back, and that'll be something.
We talked about it last week. It's a war of attrition. The NFL is not about gaining guys. The NFL is about losing guys.
You are so right.
And and the fact that we're gaining guys is not normal. It's not
because we've lost already.
And we've lost already. But that once you get to September, it's no longer about putting extra people on the good side. It's about how do you deal with the losses of it. You bring back Terry McLaurin, Pro Bowl wide receiver. You bring back Sam Cosby, Pro Bowl offensive lineman, and you bring back, God dang it,
Not Mark Sanchez.
not Mark Sanchez.
We're not gonna bring him back.
We're not. Noah Brown is where I was going with that.
Oh, Noah B.
But for a second though, I know you mentioned beforehand. I mean, I listen. I don't wish ill will on anyone, and I don't.
No, not the damn 69-year-old man trying to pump some damn grease out of a building.
What the hell is going on? Listen, this guy. We've talked about this guy on the show before. He's just. It was a perfect guy to be calling our games for the last. Like literally, like if you told me, hey, listen,
Don't go there, Ken. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. I'm just saying.
You're gonna make me so upset at the end of the show.
No. I'm just saying he is just a disaster, and we got him,
bro. We've known it here first. He didn't tip the pizza delivery guy. He got caught eating a wiener on the sidelines of a 38-0 route.
Yeah.
He has been accused of the worst possible assault. He has been involved in a Ponzi scheme. He has butt fumbled.
He's showing up with a chihuahua
with
and
a
a
tiny
purse.
dog and a purse to start for us the day you and I were there.
I didn't say it,
with
and
my
I wasn't.
firstborn
I didn't
son.
say it. I didn't say
We
it.
didn't go in because of it.
So all
he
I'm
ate
saying
a
is,
wiener.
it is
His butt fumble was on Thanksgiving 5 years before
It's an allegory.
Jamison Crowder.
It's the allegory of the Redskins, and if Plato would have included it in the Republic, no one would have been surprised. It is. It
Seen
is
on a wiener.
Yeah, this is outrageous. And listen, we'll get the story is terrible.
All right.
We'll move on. But the cool thing about it is, and by the way, also because we talk so much about announcers, because we talk so much about the greatest television show that is Redskins football. All these years later, that's exactly the words that we used in 2017, and we talked about the announcers. It was funny because we were talking about Tony Romo. Tony Romo called that game.
He did.
Tony Romo was just getting started. We were loving on some Tony Romo as an announcer. We were talking about the experience of watching this game, this team on television, and putting Tony Romo aside for a moment, the experience of watching this team on TV once again. I liken this win because again, TV is formulaic. You know, you can't just write a million infinite strips. Everything has to have correlations. Or can you? I remember specifically last year on Monday night in week 3, I believe it was. Going home to watch the Washington Commanders face the Cincinnati Bengals and thinking to myself in that moment, Cincinnati Bengals, I believe, were 0-2, but they still had Burrow, Chase, and Higgins and the whole nine. Thinking to myself, okay, the whole world expects us to lose. The whole world expects the Bengals to be the Bengals, for Joe Burrow to Joe Burrow, and for us to lose this game. And it's not going to destroy our season because we're not supposed to be blah, blah, blah. So we went in to our own place. And we won a game that no one necessarily thought we were supposed to win, even though the Bengals looked terrible. I thought that the Chargers game was that for us this year in the early going. I thought they were the good team. They were the Justin Herbert, the all-time quarterback guy, the great coach, the great defense. I thought that was the team initially that if we would have lost to the Chargers, no one would have said, you guys are terrible because you lost to the Chargers. They would have been like, the Chargers are a great team.
No, but the Falcons' loss was the disappointing one. So we had to have a makeup, and we did it already.
Yep.
Going coast to coast after having to fly from the southeast on the road. We 4 out of 5 roadies. You know, you got to fight. You got to fight through that little stretch.
Are we getting a Manning cast, Kev? Robert Cohen is asking.
I thought earlier it was said that we were, but that's not me that knows that.
That's a shame that we're not on the Manning cast. We should be on the Manning cast, if we're being honest.
I still want to watch a game with this crew of people one night. We got to figure it out.
We will. I'll tell you what. We'll cut it. We're gonna. I just have to get Kevin out to the green room. Stat.
Well, you were saying we're on a 1-hour script, and now we're at 10:32.
I know.
I was getting nervous for you.
We went overtime. We did. We went to.
Nice.
We did some overtime.
Thank you for you going overtime.
Yes.
But
appreciate everybody. We will be back in 7 days talking about this game that will be fresh in our minds because it'll be the previous evening.
ESH.
He's Kevin Ricca.
Fresh. Thank you guys very much. Let's go Skins this weekend. 4-2 sounds pretty good. Let's take care of business. on Monday Night Football in primetime.
I'm Ken Meringolo with the Bobby Wagner skinny profile coming through, and then ripping sideways the other way with the just
deviled eggs. There's so many different dips that can be made from this base.
Let's get like this
smoked paprika to get them arms a little color in them, little smoky flavor. Smoked paprika is the shit, by the way.
I'm ready for
it. If anything ever says paprika, you smoke paprika. Thank me later.
Like just like in like a pipe or anyway.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't know how you deal with it. I don't know how you ingest paprika. I just eat
just
it.
Smoke it. I'm like, hey,
I eat smoked paprika.
Yeah, I understand. Fair, it's all right. Fair. I was being a dummy. We are still live, Yo. Thank you for reminding us. I like to think that so because I'm like a dummy, and in my mind, I love that like that column of schedule results where it's like green W, red L, green
like
W, well L.
There, like this is
just
not like
you know what I mean. You look down,
I like that column,
and you want to see
green.
like multiple green W's just like stacked up, like a couple
We're
of different
ESPN app.
Oh, phew. Yes, just a little ESPN app, and I just want this is this is our next chance to stack up a couple green W's. I think that this week and next week are wins that we need to because of who we are. We are a team that should win the next two games. I'd like to take care of business at home and then get ourselves into Dallas week. But this is a stretch of the season, a mini 3-week stretch that started in Los Angeles and will end with the Dallas Cowboys. That will kind of define us for the first half of the season. And and we are getting even healthier in the midst of that. So I'm excited about that. I hope to see the results of that, next Tuesday night when we're talking about it. But at 3-2, after a road win as far west as you can go, that's not Seattle, I feel pretty good.
Well, good. I want green soap. I want green shampoo. Green means clean. So
green means clean. Love you guys. How about this? How about let's get out on usually EO calls the shots on the final, but let's
I think after last week you better do it again.
Yeah,
we haven't had a back-to-back win all season.
All right, we'll go Viking metal.
Well,
there it is.
That's what we had to do last week to get that win. Let's do it again. And that was the suggestion from EO last week. Let's go.
We're still live.
Oh, this is a LFG scenario. You just punched the mic.
I did. Randomly punched it. I just punched it.
Punched the shit out of it, too.
And we're not going to get copyright
with your fist
sued.
this time. It was with your fist this time. Nice. You think you should put the little helmet on, or are you just going to keep doing it? Sounds like Henry Rollins to me. Local Skins fan. I think you're getting us out at like 10:07. We still live?